咁咪要假得真啊嘛，好似如果唔理電話，我唔知怕唔怕我有出咩事咯。你報咗警要假嘅咪要唔知道係假嘅，咁唔俾你嚟訪問我哋又驚啊驚以後唔知有唔有出咩事咁。
The first time TVB interviewed Mrs. Kong, she very movingly expressed her deep unhappiness over the loss of her daughter.
我现在我的人不是人来的，那个头里面都乱。
我記得我嗰一日訪問你嘅時候啦你咧就好傷心啦。咁其實你個女咧冇失蹤到啦，點解你又會喊咧？
咁我諗住個女一返到去又俾佢鬧，又俾佢講唔係我哋生啊，一諗下又傷心咪啦，從細唔喺我身邊，又講我呢個大兒女又係你生嘅，我唔係你生嘅，咁諗下我經常我都喊嘅呢啲事，我自己，我加上自己又做錯事咪多種多又夾埋一齊咪就喊咯。
The matter didn't fade away as Mrs. Kong had hoped, and last week the Kongs, Mrs. Kong's father, and the parents of the fake Lai San went on trial for the deception. The Kong family were fined a total of $15,000 for deceiving immigration authorities and causing wasteful employment of police. They are also paying the $5,000 fine laid on the other girl's father. We asked Mrs. Kong how she felt about the news media's role in blowing up the case.
我又冇怪邊個怪我自己命運唔好個咯，我邊個都唔怪自己衰咯。
We've seen how the desperate action of distressed parents trapped them in a series of lies that eventually led to heavy fines and public embarrassment. The Kongs hadn't counted on the influence of the Hong Kong news media and public concern, and the diligence of the Hong Kong police. Perhaps this story refutes the common description of Hong Kong as a heartless city, but that's probably small consolation to the Kong family right now. The Kongs' actions were unusual, but their dilemma is all too common. TVB recently visited Lai San's home village in Chiu Chau to better understand her background. There we found many other wives and children of Hong Kong residents who have been waiting for years for permission to come to Hong Kong. We'll look further into their situation in part 2 of Focus.
This Chiu Chau village is Kong Lai San's home. It's a 2-hour drive from the nearest city, San Tao. When TVB reporters visited the village last week, we learned that Lai San had left for Shenzhen more than a month ago. So we interviewed her grandparents to learn more about her life here. The old couple said Mrs. Kong's sister had taken Lai San to Shenzhen. From what they understood, the plan was to take Lai San into Hong Kong from there.
咁去咗之後，你哋兩個老人家有冇佢嘅消息咧？
冇先冇食呢波，冇地址，能到冇地址冇病啊！佢冇地址，也冇社區冇啲，也點解當時？ 但是即時咧，日日都喺度等，點解成日夾啦？日日都等。但係出面台灣人等咁多冇成啦啲，但係都等，點解停單？成日喺度等信，成日都喺度等佢啲寄信嚟，佢都冇信嚟。
The grandparents say they weren't aware that Lai San would have to be taken to Hong Kong illegally. Lai San was actually born on Hainan Island. When she was 5, her grandparents brought her to this village. So Lai San has been separated from her parents since she was small. This bed is where Lai San slept with her grandmother. Old Mr. Kong has 6 children. Lai San's father, after marrying here in the village, moved to Hainan Island, where Lai San and her sister were born. The Chinese government only allows 2 children to a family, so the grandparents brought Lai San back to their village, hoping for another chance at a grandson. 3 years ago, Mrs. Kong's father invited the family to come to Hong Kong, and Lai San's parents and younger sister were given permission to emigrate. But Lai San wasn't registered with them on Hainan Island, so she wasn't allowed to go along. We asked the grandmother if Lai San had any pictures taken with her parents, but she said no. Old Mrs. Kong said that after the family moved to Hong Kong, they came back to visit once a year. At these times, Lai San was very quiet and said little to her parents. But when they weren't around, she'd say that her sister was luckier than she to be able to live with her parents. The grandparents say Lai San was especially fond of her father. Old Mrs. Kong says Lai San wasn't very far along at school, so she never wrote to her parents. The old people say Lai San worked very hard at school and was very respectful to her grandparents. After Lai